Movie reviews. Thor, Love and Thunder is a title that I did not realize would be so literal. The fourth addition to the Thor franchise, which is crazy that he's like the only one that has had 4 solo films at this point. And somehow Chris Hemsworth is not done with his character, and we're probably going to see more of him in the MCU. Look, I'm going to keep it real with you. This movie was extremely average to me, but I do have some good things to say about it. But unfortunately, I do think there are more issues within this film, so let's get to it. At the end of Avengers Endgame, it seemed like they were going to set up this Thor buddy adventures with the Guardians of the Galaxy, which could have been really fun, but no, they are not utilized at all within this film. In fact, if you blink, you will probably just miss them being in this film at all, and it's really weird why they're in it to begin with, and you only have to assume it's because that's how Avengers Endgame ended, so Taika Waititi felt like, well, I have to include them somehow. On top of that, the people I also felt were underutilized were Christian Bale and Russell Crowe. Let me tell you, they are both incredible in their roles as Zeus and Gore the God Butcher. But yes, very underutilized, especially Zeus. It felt like there could have been other ways to get to point A to point B without including his character at all, or that whole plot line. In fact, it felt as almost forced as the Illuminati scene in Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness. Except instead of all these cameos, it was pretty much just Russell Crowe doing his thing, and let me tell you, it was honestly just as entertaining. I did love the character of Gore the God Butcher, except his character and motivation felt like a Christopher Nolan movie, just using a female dying as the motivation to do something. And honestly, most of the movie felt rushed as well, with a lot of character development. There were times where the movie had to completely halt, where a character had to explain to you what had happened in the backstory to catch you up. I think you could maybe pull off a character narration once in the movie, but when you have to do it like 3 or 4 times to say, oh, you're probably wondering how we got to this point, let's go back and explain it to you, I think you've gone too far. I think when there are this many plot lines that need this much explanation and context, maybe you're not ready to tell this story yet. Maybe you need an entire film to get to this film that you want to tell. Honestly, the humor is fine. I feel like Taika Waititi is a very divisive figure all of a sudden, which is weird because I thought we loved him a couple years ago, but I still laughed quite a bit. I will say, though, the humor didn't really fit the tone, especially like the dark tone that this movie wanted to be, and I wish they kind of would have committed all in on one thing. Either just be a complete comedy or remove it completely. Instead, it felt like they played this middle ground, trying to play it safe, and it didn't really please anyone. But the laughing goats did get me. It was very fun. One of my favorite parts of the movie, though, was Natalie Portman as Thor. I thought she did an excellent job. I didn't really have a lot of doubts. I thought it'd be fine, but it was honestly like amazing. It's amazing, of course, if you ignore she also has a very rushed character development, but anytime her and Chris Hemsworth are on screen as the 2 Thors, they just have instant chemistry with one another, and I wish the movie honestly would have dug in even more to their relationship. Look, it's an MCU movie, so the colors and the cinematography are, you know, something. Sometimes they're great, and other times it's just an obviously very cheap green screen that they're acting in front of. If you're still a fan of Marvel, you can probably ignore a lot of this mess and still enjoy this movie for what it is, and honestly, I think that's incredible. I do think there are a lot of people, though, myself included, who are slowly growing out of these tropes, and will see this movie as not as creative as it thinks it is. But hey, that's just Thor, Love and Thunder. What did you think? Have you seen the movie? Comment below, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want some more content like this, and I will see you next time.